Hello, welcome to everyone in this video. This is our lecture number 48 from the beginning to 47 lecture. We have actually covered the problem asked in the electrodynamics by DJ Griffith. This is the part 19 of this book, and the rest of the lecture actually covered the solution of this book, that is the electricity and magnetism by B. Ghosh, right? So, the previous lecture, if you want to go to the description box, you will be get the link there. Okay. Chapter 8 of this book, that is the big hose, actually consists the magnetostatic, which already covered in the previous section, various seventh lecture I think. And in this video I want to discuss question number 5.1 to 5.7 of this book, and this chapter actually consists magnetostatic, right? So let's start today's discussion, that is question number 5.1 to 5.7, right? And if you want to watch theoretical part, you can go through this description box, link given in the description box. So let's start. The question 5.1 says a particle of charge q enter a region of uniform magnetic field B pointing into the page the magnetic field within this region. The field deflects the particle at distance d above the original line as shown in this figure. So you can see this particle path must be along that the direction without the magnetic field, but due to this magnetic field it change like that, change the path like that. Is the charge is positive or negative, then you need to find out the momentum in terms of this quantity. So you think about this force due to magnetic field is q v cross b, and you can see here the velocity is along the x direction, and this b is along negative y direction, you can see here. So if this q is positive, then this direction force will be like here, that's why it is deflect like that. So just think about the cross product v cross b. This is v and b is into the page, so v cross b will gives you the force into that direction. So this will matches, that's why q is positive. If this will be along the force will be along that direction, but this deflect along that direction, then it will be negative. But here we can see the force along that direction because b gives this direction, and this is also no, deflection also that direction, that's why this is positive charge. Now comes into this point, this force is qvv because these are perpendicular b and v, that's sine 90 is 1, and this force actually provided in the circular path centripetal force, which is mv square by r, from where will we get mv equal to qbr. Now we need to find out the value of r. From here you can see this is radius r, and this is also r, and this distance will be d. So this is r minus d, this portion actually r minus d, this one is r minus d. So by Pythagoras theorem you can say that the r square equals to r minus d whole square plus a square. By calculating you will be get the value of r, you put this value of r, you will be get the momentum value, right? This is I think clear. Next question, find and sketch the trajectory of the particle in exercise 5.2 if started at the origin with the velocity v. So from this exercise 5.2 of this book, that is the electrodynamics by DJ Griffith, you know the solution is y solution is like that, z solution will be like that, and x is 0. Okay, so particles start at the origin, so you can see that at t equal to 0, y equal to 0, and z equals to 0. So putting these two condition, you will be get this true relation, right? And so this relation actually common for all a b c because they started at origin. Now the velocity is e by b y cap. So if you find out the component of velocity component, that is y and z derivative with respect to t, you will be get these two expression. Now the condition at t equal to 0, y dot equal to e by b and z dot equals to 0 because this velocity along y direction, that's why y along the that y direction there will exist a velocity, and along the z direction the velocity will be 0. So from equation 5 you can see here, if you put this value, you will be get this sin t is 0, so you will be get this one and that one. From where you will be get c2 0, because c2 0, since c2 0, c4 also 0, and the equation 6, put this value, you will be get C1 0, so C3 also 0. You will be get C2, C1, C3, C4 all 0. Put this value in these two equation 1 and 2, you will be get this value y and z, value of y and z. You can see this y is Vt, that's mean this is linear with there is no change along the velocity. This is uh, moving on the right hand side at the state path, right? Go to the next portion, that is velocity will be changed like that. At t equal to 0, velocity will be e by 2b y cap. This is the same thing, this equation are the same, but here these condition are changed. So putting this condition here, putting this condition here, you will be get c2 value, then from where you will be get c4 value, and after putting this one you will be get c1 0, so c3 also 0. Putting this constant value you will be get this expression y and z. So after getting these two expression, this then rearranging them, you will be get this equation, and you know this equation is nothing but the equation of circle. Just rearrange them and you can easily can write down this equation, and which is nothing but the equation of circle whose radius center will be changed with the time. You can see here with the increasing time the center will be linearly increased with the y-axis, and this is z-axis will be the same, and radius will be the same as the z-axis value. So this will be the trajectory of this particle. Clear? Go to the next one where the condition says the velocity will be along y and z also. So put these two expression in this equation 5, will be get this one, from where will be get c2 0, so for c4 also 0, and equation 6 you will put, then c1 will be like that. So after getting c1 you will be get the value of c3, put this value c1 c2 c3 in the y and z, you will be this you will be get these two equation, then rearrange them, you will be get this equation of circle where this will be the center and this is the radius. So they are center along this z equals to 0, that's why these are uh, like that. This trajectory of the particle will be like that. I think clear. If there is any doubt you must comment in the comment box. Go to the next one. uh, in 1897 J.J. Thomson discovered the electron by measuring the electron to charge to mass ratio of cathode ray. Actually stream of electron with the charge q and m as follow. First he means electron pass the beam through the uniform cost electric field, and magnetic field mutually perpendicular both, and then perpendicular to beam, and adjust the electric until got zero deflection. So zero deflection means the electric field force and magnetic field force will be equal and opposite. The force due to electric field and the force due to magnetic field must be equal and opposite. So the from here will be get the value of velocity, right? So speed of the particle will got. Next one, then he turned off the electric field, so electric field will be 0, and measuring the radius of curvature, then we put this value only due to this magnetic field it will rotate, or the circular motion will be arises. So the centripetal force of the circular motion is mv square by r, which is supplied by this magnetic force, that is qvb. So just comparing these two you will be get this value of q by m, which is e by rb. Put this value of v, you will be get e by b. So just putting this value you will be get this answer. Clear? Next question. Suppose the magnetic field will along this x direction, and along this direction find the force on the square loop of side a lying in the yz plane and center at the origin. So the following counterclockwise and look into the x-axis. So this problem actually discussed in the previous lecture, that is question number 44 of this Vasudev Ghosh book. So if you already watch this thing you can understand, otherwise you can see here, that is the force on this AB side. You can see force equals to q v cross b. Just rearranging them you will be get I L cross b. So for that one the I L cross b, and dl is nothing but dy j cap, and magnetic field is by I cap. So product this thing, and you can see here, from here this value of z is minus a by 2, and the line the value of z is minus a by 2, you will be integrate that one. Next, For BC side, you can see here putting this value and integrate z from minus a by 2 plus a will be give 0. Similarly for DA also 0, and for CD you will put this value, you will be get I k square a by 2. Clear? So total force will be I k square k cap. Along this k cap will be total force will be exerted. Next one, a current I flow down a wire of radius A. This is a wire of radius A where the current flow I. If it is uniformly distributed over the surface, this current is distributed over the surface, then the surface current density. The surface current density, volume current density and linear current density related like that, IDL equal to KDS equal to JDV. So K equals to nothing but IDL by DS. So IDL by DS is nothing but 2 pi A is the periphery and the DL is the distance. Actually the current flow through the surface, so this will be like that. Sorry, this is DL, so this is the surface, this is the surface on the cylinder. Okay, so this is surface area will be 2 pi A into this is the DL, this is the DL. So you will be get this expression. So from where we will be get the value of K. Next one, if the distribution is such that the volume current density is inversely proportional to the distance. So volume current density is inversely proportional to the distance, so J equal to K by R. Then what is the value of total current equal to J ds? So J equal to K by R and ds equals to 2 pi R dr. 2 pi R is periphery into dr. So this is the area. So just integrating you will be get this one 2 pi Ka, from where will we get the value of K. After getting the value of K, put here you will be get the expression of J. Clear? Next question. A phonogram record carries a uniform density of static charge sigma. Sigma is static charge density of on this recorded. So it is rotate at the angular velocity omega. It's rotate with the angular velocity omega. What is the surface current density from the center? So surface current density I know dl I dl by ds. So what is the value of I? I is charge per time. What is the value of charge within this ring? That is 2 pi r dr by t, time period t, and this is dl, and area will be dr into dr into dl. This is small area, so dl cancel out, dr cancel out, 2 pi by t is omega and this is r. Clear? This is the surface current density. Next one, a uniform charge solid sphere. This is solid sphere of radius r, total charge q, center at the origin and spinning about the omega, about the z axis. Find the current density J at any point r theta phi within the sphere. So what will be the current density at this point within the sphere will be like that. So the current density equals to current area I by A. So here you know J equals to NeV, and Ne is the charge density into V. So V equals to omega r sine theta phi cap, velocity and omega is angular velocity. So put this value, you will be get this expression. So this is the value of J, that is the current density. Next one, for a configuration of charge and current confined within a volume, there is V, so that this will be the equal, where P is the total dipole moment. So we can take this divergence, that is x j cap, x j cap. So just put using this identity of vector, will we get this one, and this is nothing but x cap. So x cap dot j equal to jx, that is the component of j along x axis. So just integrating throughout the volume of this expression, and this is used as the divergence theorem. This can be written in this volume integration change into the surface integration, and these two are remaining same, and this total integration will be 0 because the charge is actually within the volume, but on the surface this charge density will be 0, and put this value, these two value. So this one, this integration will be minus that one. Clear? So this integration will be minus that one. Similarly, if we take the y in place of x, if we put this value of y, will we get that one, and will we get that one for this. So for product with this I cap, this is j cap and this is k cap, and then added, you will be get this expression in the left hand side, and the right hand side I cap jx, j cap jy, and k cap jz. This is the j vector, that is current density vector. So from the continuity we can put the curl divergence j equals to minus del rho del d. Now you can see here, that is the rho d tau, that is the volume integration will be the charge into distance is nothing but the dipole moment. So this is dp dt, and this is nothing but j d tau minus cancel out. So I think clear about this derivation. Okay, so that's it for today. In the next class we will be continue with the next questions of this book. This is all about me, and this is my contact details. You can connect with me with this telegram channel, and this is my YouTube channel details. Go to this channel, you will get this various physics related video, and like this session, share this video to your friends so that he or she also get benefit, and subscribe this channel if you new in this channel. Those already subscribed, thanks for subscription. Press the bell icon to get the notification of upcoming video. So thank you. We will meet in the next video as soon as possible. Thanks.